Hello YouTube friends, welcome to the Red Parrot channel. I'm your host Mary Ellen. This is an episode of Craft with Me where I merrily lurch along with the Water Witch Poison Journal. I did not clean up since the last we met and added a few things, including a cup of tea. Our dearly beloved executive producer, Gracie, is asleep on some fresh laundry. So cats don't like anything any more than fresh laundry as a napping surface. So hopefully she will be nice and quiet. Found some beads, found some more beads, and found some more beads, and found some more beads, all of which are either kind of blues and greens. These are blues. This is a turtle. And these are sort of sea-ish creature shells and whatnot. At some point in the proceedings, I would really like to see if I can use an acrylic ink and dye this or paint it or do something with it. Because I just don't have enough. I have to paint actual beads. So we'll put that aside somewhere so it's slightly out of the way. There we are. Next up, what is next up? Next up, I'm going to put a couple of things back in their homes so we have some space to be cleared. These are what we made last time. Put that aside. This is some scrap paper. Don't need the pen. Those are dots. The scrap paper can just sort of go over to the side here. And I have 4 more pages of Inktober. First one, and so I've moved from the large dictionary page because I pulled out a bunch from the dictionary and I am now at the bottom of that almost. And oh, it's just so hard to pull a piece of paper out of a dictionary. And I had this already pulled out and set aside, so I figured I might as well use it. This is also, I think this is a Chinese dictionary? Chinese or Japanese? Doshite? Dojime? Yeah, this is a Japanese paper. So this is Dagger, and I like how this one turned out. Still having a lot of trouble with I don't know what else to do, so I will splatter on it, but it is what it is. So we've got Dagger. Next one was Angel, and I kind of like how that one turned out. Took a while for me to get, what do I want to say? Some color, to figure out what color would show up that wasn't just a pure black, and the pink worked really well. And I like this motif reappears, and it is a wooden laser cut ornament, either from Michael's or the dollar store. And this is just a piece of a book page. Then, I guess if there is an angel, there is also a devil. And uses the same motif, but it is a different colorway. More in the reds and purples and so on and so forth. And this is more in the whites. So that was my thought, without being literally white and literally red and black. And the last one is Saddle. And we can say with absolute authority, I was lost in the barrens. I had no idea what I was doing. So I was just plopping paint down. It's not bad, I guess, as paper goes. At least I've used a different kind of marking, which is woo, exciting. It is the edge of a triangle makeup applicator, and I basically was doing that to it. Some brown in it, brass. That's all I got for that. However, once again, I got a little bit too watery. Took a page, went pat, 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 and then got this. And then added a couple of extra bits and pieces. Not opposed to this one either. And then I had a dab off sheet, which is this. It was oriented like that. And I kind of like this one. It's kind of fun. Anyway, so that's where we're at. All the news that's fit to print there. And one of my favorite places for digital images is the Graphics Fairy, which allows, it's got a huge search engine and the images are free. And so I have got some images that are potentially going to be journal cards or something or other for this journal. So I think if I do every single page as a potion sticker, it won't be as interesting as if I incorporate some more nautical things. So I went looking for, I think I used the word ocean or some keyword, and it had, when you hit on broad categories, you get a page with ads interspersed that are categories. So ocean, for example, had, here is seahorses, here is seaweed, here's shells, here's birds, here's boats. And so there's maybe 15 or so images within those categories, which is a great way to search for things. So I was looking for things that had a bluish hue to them, because that's kind of what I think the pages are. I also got this because I love compass roses. I love them. This I thought was a wicked good bird. I did it in 2 sizes. I think this is really the only size that I need. And I thought that would be a really great edging. So I'll be able to do something with that. So I've got another piece of paper. Then I got this. So this was a post, this is mermaids. That's what these are. So mermaid. I really like her. She kind of looks like her, much larger image, and I have sort of shrunk the headshot down so it fits on this ID card, and I think this feels like a much better image. Have I lost the other ID card so we can compare and contrast? We may have. It'll show up, I'm certain, at some point. So we can do another one of those, and I like that one as well, just as a pretty mermaid picture. Really interesting though, if you look at it, this scale looks like she is monstrously large. This isn't, this looks like huge ocean waves and swells, and looking at it, it's like, that's an interesting scale. In any event, there we are. And then these 2 pages are from Rachel at Roxy Creations. It's a kit that she did, which is papers. And I got these out because this is kind of a bluish thing, and this has got that gorge stamp, which I love, and is also sort of an orangey yellow. So we've got that, because who doesn't need more stuff? Oh, and the other thing that I need to do, remind me if I forget, is I need to do some stamping, because I found some stamps that will be fun. And so let's see the fun stamps. I need something to put on. So there is the, oops, do it right way around. There we are, that's better. So I love these two. These are my favorites. I use them a lot. And this is from a card kit. Maybe a couple of shells would be fun if you did them in a line. Well, these little stars are interesting little blurts. Is that the... I wonder if that's a real pattern and not just a bit. And this is flowers. Yes, those are flowers. So we've got those to stamp at some point. And I'll put those over there. Oh, and I have the same ticket thing that I had from last time. So that's what we've got. Oh, that took 10 minutes of beaking around, but I think you're all up to date. Oh, I'll wash my shirt. So that's one of the things that we can do today. We can do the shirt placement, see how that goes, and or, oh, here's the ID card. So that's the original. That's not even the original face. This is actually a card from a man, Lucien. Nobody's going to care. And I changed the photograph to be her, and I think she's the photograph that should be there. But let's cut this out. And we've got to glue it because that was one of the mistakes we made last time. And then we can trim it afterwards. Now then, this is thinking thoughts. That's a weird picture. So what do I want to do? This is what I want to do. I want to see. I want to give it a little bit of thickness. That's what I should do. I'm just going to trim it right to the edge. And then foldy fold. Here. Okay, good enough. All right. I'm going to put my head down. I'm sorry. Do it this way. Be easier, I think. Pardon my fat head. There. Sometimes you just can't see. So there's that. And then that. So that feels more substantial. And that image is just weird. And it will probably show through, which I don't want to have happen. So that is going to be a little bit more substantial. So let's do that. It is a very lovely day out today. It is sunny and seasonally, or seasonal temperatures, which means that it's kind of warmish. There's one. And so I will trim this paper off before we insert it, but we need to let the glue dry first. And that should be far more sturdy and robust. Okay, good enough. Put that over there. That's all gluey. Put a little hat back on. Now let's get to the fun stuff. Where's my book? There's the pages. The book can't be far behind. Book and my fuzz. Okay, so first thing we wanted to do before I do any gluing and tearing and whatnot is to get a spine. And I think I mentioned yesterday I got a really fun large kids book called Brief Thief about a chameleon who steals underwear, which is a really funny book. And I also want to show a bit of art, which I think is a result of watching so much YouTube of so many people who are so talented and being able to, air quotes, see what they have done. So this is a tree, line, solid brown lines, like a pen line. And then they did splats. They did a lot, ploop, 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 ploop. And then they just did little bits for the leaves. And you totally get that this is a tree. And there's other, here's another great example, splat, splat, splat. They aren't even trying to match the splats with the leaves, and yet the brain does that for you, which is pretty great. So I am going to take that apart. I just heard something bump. I think it's a bird. And Cindy took apart a book in her most recent video, and it was no effort at all. She just went, and it's going to be an effort for me. There's less than like 20 pages in this book. Seriously. Oh my goodness sakes. That was effort. Okay, so now oh, it's a woodpecker. It's a woodpecker on the door frame. That's what it is. Okay. That seems like it's going to be dangerous if I do it that way. So let's have a little bit more control over ourselves. There we are. There. Brief Thief. Very funny. That's right. So there's the board. There's the board. I probably don't need to do that, but I'm going to anyways. There we are. There's two. And then there's nothing like taking something apart to know how it's put together. And while I think there are some people who keep this kind of wanton book destruction off line, like you show up and it's like, okay, well, I've already done the thing. I think there is a subsegment of the population who really enjoys somebody else going to town, because you get to see how it's done, or not done in my case. But I think it's the reason why we all love, or many of us love, Thrifty Thursdays. Sometimes it just, somebody else going and doing the shopping saves you the need to. Okay, so I don't need more than that because I have a straight edge there. So what I need to do now is, and we agreed it was going to be 1 inch, and I need to stand up because this is thick board. Okay, should be good enough. I'm not pressing very hard because I know that I'm going to do this stroke multiple times. And I think if you press too hard, you increase the likelihood of something going terribly wrong. And this is a knife blade. It always gives me twitches to see open knife blades on people's desks. And I don't think that's through yet, but I'm going to see if I can just crack. Okay. Now what am I going to do? Oh, here we are. Here we are, good enough. Got an inch long piece of paper. Not piece of paper, it's a piece of cardboard. Thick cardboard. It's as thick as the book. Yep, they're the same. Okay, so what's the, literally the long and the short? There's that. Here we are. Need to move that out of the way. Oh, look at that. 7 inches. Could have measured it. Okay. Wonder if I could do this. Yep, easy peasy. Or easy-ish peasy-ish. There we are. Out of the way, knife in, pencil away. And we've got this. Now I just want to clean this edge. Just trim it. There we are. Spine, done. Okay, now then, before we do too much gluing, this is going to be the inside. Is this going to be the inside? Sure, it can be the inside. So this can be the outside. what I want to do is a couple of measurements. So that's the center. I can do, if I do 3/8, no, 1/4 inch. Quarter inch. Quarter inch. Wow, that was the lead. Went zipping off. Okay, and then it's 1.5 inches. So 7, 3.5. 1, 2, 3.5. So there's the middle. And then, what am I going to do? 1.5 inches? That doesn't seem right. 1 inch? That seems better. I think on larger books, 1.5 inches works, but 1.5 inches doesn't feel the right scale with this. And so we then have the puncture marks set up for when we put in the spine. And so our spine, this goes this way, this goes this way. And so we create, you need to have space so that this, if you did this, you wouldn't be able to fold it or bend it. So you need a little bit of space there. Cindy at Studio Lou called it something, shoulders, which I think is a fun term. Okay, so we've got that. So then the thing we will do is then we will put a piece of material. And so I need to get the good scissors. And I'm just going to take out a sleeve. Because the sleeve will be more than enough. This is about as perfect a design of material as I could ever want. And I think that's one of the beauties of going to Value Village and shopping for material in the clothing section. Because you get many decades of fabric and styles. You have 2 genders and multiple age groups. Though I must say I do not ever shop in the children's section, nor do I ever buy anything that is remotely associated with the care and keeping of children, because I do not want to use anything that a mom or a dad could use to raise a child. Here. What am I doing? I am looking at this and debating the buttons. I will put that aside, drop it neatly on the floor. Okay, more sleeve deconstruction. I'm gonna want to iron this. I'm almost certain of it. Okay. Put those over there for a minute. So this has got a pattern to it. It has got a it's actually not a pattern, I don't think. No, it's a weave. Wow. So this very faint, and I think I showed it to you before, I'll show it to you again. The light get it, there we are. You can see that there is a pattern to it. That's actually in the weave. So this is woven fabric. A pattern woven into the fabric, which is really, really fine. Where's it from? Yeah, okay. It's just called Distinction. Doesn't look like it's anything, not like a designer brand. So, back to grain discussion. So let us do this for a minute. So the lineup is like that. So I need to make sure that this is centered. I can't sort of really go off. We could, but it will make me nuts. We all know this. And now I know we don't need to care this much because this is a very inexpensive shirt that I have cut up specifically for this, and yet part of me is like, where is the most efficient place to cut this? So do I want, so that would be 3, that would be 4. Let's do 4 inches. 4 inches, and it needs to be 7 tall. I think that's what we said it was. Yes. 4 by 7. So that's what I want to cut off. And I'm picking, I don't know if you can see, so the way the sleeve was constructed, if we want to go full on efficient, I am using this part of the sleeve so that I would have the fullness of this fabric left. So I wouldn't have this thing. This is going to be just part of the waist, which is the cuff button area. I'm sure there is a technical term for it. So let us start, oops, I'll probably start down here then. One, two, three, 4. Probably do that. So that is the end of the pattern. That is the sort of the herringbone pattern. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would be the center. I'll do that. Okay. Then what did we say this is going to be? It's going to be 5, not 5-ish inches, but about that. So do about there. And 7. And I'm going to do just a bit more. There we are. So then, what do we want to do here? Let's cut this way. Could have used my rotary blade, or I could have torn it. A whole bunch of other options. So we now have a scrap piece that has that taken out and lots of space and opportunity for more fabric, and we have this little bit if we need it. So that's done. Well, part of it's done anyways. What do we want to do? 7. Come on. Woo! There. That's just kind of me making it on the square this way. That's 7.5-ish. Here we are. There. And I'm going to cut on the inside of the marked line so that it doesn't appear. And I've made this slightly longer than the book is. Just because it makes me happy. This is just me inspecting bits. That's a good bit. Okay, so we've got our bit there. That's our front, that's our back. Front and back. And I think I wanted it that way for no particular reason. This is just a way of being able to get it on the square. Oops. Okay, so that's about 1/4 inch. No, it's 1/8 of an inch. That's 1/8 of an inch space. And you are always welcome to eyeball it. There we are. And then I want to glue that like that. Okay. Now what's my problem? My problem is I am almost certain as to not, oh, you know what? We might. Let's try. You tune into some shows because you know what you're going to get, and you tune into others because you never know. And I think I'm the latter. And I'm thinking, I don't need to glue everything. I theoretically just need to glue this to start. Oh, glad I did that. So I turned it over so I have the right side up. I need to iron this too. I'm trying hard, really hard not to want to iron it. Okay, I'll be right back. I just can't. It's not ironed yet, I just plugged in the iron. So now we're waiting for two things. We're waiting for the glue to drop, we're waiting for the iron to heat up. Well, in the meantime, let's see how our gluing happened. Did we lose that? I think we did. We put it out there somewhere. Oh, here it is. Ooh, yeah, that feels good. There. We need a little corner Dewey. All right, and we also need a little bit of aging. The thing that sold me on this image versus all of the other images that I saw on the internet was this purple stamp. It felt ever so slightly more authentic. Oh, this is so much fun. Now the instructions, I should read the instructions. Insert your card into a pouch. Roll the adhesive sheet over the card. Press the air out of the pouch. So, that's what I did wrong. Oops. Be careful. Okay, so more or less centered. Okay. There. Ta-da. I'm just using my fingernail just right at the seam to see if any of that will adhere. Get it as close as possible. And there we are. This is the Witch's ID. Yeah, this one feels much better than the other one because this is one piece. Look at that. Be right back. Iron should be hot. there we are. That's better. Okay, so we've got that done. Very happy with that. Does this have a direction? I don't think it really does. So I'm gonna do, yes, so, all right. It's a lot of things happening, a lot of moving parts. So this is the upside down part of it. And I want to glue that face down like that. And then I'm gonna face down these because I think that will be way easier and far more controlled. And so I kind of want to have it plunked down there. All right, and so our glue is at the point now. Yep, okay. Let's glue away. Gotta clean out the nozzle. Okay, that should be enough glue. Not gonna lie. There we are. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna turn it on its side because that's gonna mess everything up. It won't, but I can get a better sense of where it should be landing. So that's sort of the edge. There. Yep, that's right. Okay. No idea if that's see-through or not. Oh, look at that. That worked a treat. Okay. Then, so this is the book. This one is going to go this way. So we are going to want to have, just a little bit. It'll be fine. And I am marking one imagines one is marking. Where the glue will go. Sure. What did I do that for? That top is correct. There. And set this up. And all of our edges are even. Even-ish. Wow, we're gonna drip. Okay. And we're gonna do the same on the other side. Yeah, oh, I think we are actually done, because now it's puffing air. Okay. Anything worth gluing is worth over gluing. And so we're back to this. We have this lined up. Get rid of that. There. I think I am officially done that. But I'm not yet brave enough to throw it out. There we are. Look at that. Ta-da! Very happy. And the edges, well, maybe a little dodgy, will be fine. Why will they be fine? Because we are going to put another cover on this side once we get this part of the cover attached, which is a whole other thing. But so we did the two things that we wanted to do. Step one was get the book-ish together. Step two was do the ID card. And did we do a third thing, or did that take all the time? I think I only did two things. I think I did. Well, if we did a third thing, you'll know what it is, and I'll forget, and just tell me in the comments what we missed. That is all for now. We are making progress. So this is starting to feel and look like an actual book. And once I get the pages in, I think the rest of this should flow along quite nicely, because we've been doing cards and pockets, and we'll get the pages in, and then we'll have a look and a feel of what it really is trying to communicate to us. That is all for now. As ever, please like and subscribe for more episodes. Thank you as always and ever for being part of my journey. I really appreciate having somebody to talk to. And until next time, see you soon. Bye now.